Good morning and welcome to Coffee Ann, the longest running panel discussion show in American radio. To make a comment or ask a question of the panel, call 401-766-1240 or email coffee@woonsocketradio.com. And now, let's join the Coffee Ann panel.
And a good morning to you. It is time for Coffee Ann on Valentine's Day, Friday, February the 14th. I'm Joe Callahan. Thanks for joining us this morning at the Coffee Ann table. We'll say good morning to Dave Richards. Good morning, Dave.
Good morning to Dave Richards. Hi there.
And we're being joined at the Coffee Ann table. I believe this is his first appearance on the Coffee Ann program.
Yes.
That would be the town administrator from the town of Lincoln, Philip Gould. Do you prefer Philip or Phil?
Phil's fine.
Phil's fine. All right, well, I'm going to write that down. How are you today?
I'm doing great, thank you. Thank you for having me.
Thanks for joining us. So we'll be talking about things going on in the town of Lincoln because Phil's got his pulse on the whole town, right?
I'm trying to.
I hope
anyway.
so.
I like
Anyway.
to think so.
All right, but before we get to Phil, Dave, it's time for our first message, please, from the Northern Rhode Island Chamber of Commerce,
Thank
which
you
is
very
located
much.
in Lincoln, as a matter of fact.
That's right, they are.
Technical Road.
Right over there, right. Now, the 34th annual celebration is coming up on the 25th. That is next Tuesday, right? Do I have that right?
The 25th is Tuesday, yes.
Yeah. But I mean, it's like next Tuesday.
Yeah, a week from this Tuesday.
A week from this next Tuesday. Okay, good. I just want to make sure. And it's 4:45 to 7:45 at Ballet's in Lincoln. It's Lincoln Day here on the old show. Okay, so anyway, because it's such a huge place, you could probably still get some tickets. It's the 34th annual celebration, but check in with the Chamber 334. I'll say it again, 334-1000, and see if there are anything available for you. It will feature a fireside chat with Boston Celtics president Rich Gotham, who comes from the big Gotham up there in Boston.
All right.
All right. Also, cheers to 5 years coming up in March there with the Guild in Pawtucket hosting the, what do they call it? The Women's Business Council. 5 years of the Women's Business Council, well, you know. And then they have several other things coming up in the spring that are going to amuse you for sure. But I'll tell you what's interesting in my email box. I have one here. It says, This Week at the State House. And it goes through all the things that they were talking about there. The House Corporations Committee, advertising prices of goods and services, data breach procedural changes, cause of action, artificial intelligence. It's a long report here, but if you want to know what's going on down there, because there is something called a digital advertising tax that's in the governor's budget, and the legislature will be considering this. Well, my folks at the Northern Rhode Island Chamber of Commerce, and I'm a member and a proud member for many, many years, they're going to keep me up to date on what's happening in the committee so I don't have to go down there all the time and spend 6, 8, 10 hours waiting to get 5 minutes, or 3 sometimes in some committees, to say something amongst all the noise that the poor people sitting behind the dais there are going to be listening to. But so you have advocacy there, and they have trained professionals who are going to bring the point of view of business to the legislators so that they can consider it in their deliberations. It's all part of what you get when you join the Northern Rhode Island Chamber of Commerce, 334-1000. They don't answer till 9 o'clock, so enjoy the rest of the show. Joe?
All right, Dave, thanks. Now, coming up next week, trash delivery.
Yeah, this is important.
Trash pickup in Woonsocket is being
deliver it
delayed.
to the curb and it'll be picked up there. Liz Carrigan says it's like this. It's a matter of public health consideration.
Okay.
And you say, well, no, that's really kind of an overreach, is it? No, it isn't, according to what we have here. There is so much confusion resulting on whether Monday's a holiday or not a holiday for trash pickup or not on the 17th, the President's Day, that the experience is that a bunch of people won't put out their barrels that normally put them out on Mondays because there's confusion. Because, like, well, you know, municipal offices are closed, but the city council is going to meet that night at Harris Hall. I mean, there's mixed signals here.
The library will be open.
Right.
It's like a Harris Public Library.
And so it's like it's the Rodney Dangerfield of holidays. He gets no respect.
Yeah.
So North Smithfield is putting off their town council meeting till Tuesday, but not Woonsocket. It's live on Monday night. You don't have a council meeting coming up next week, do you,
We
Phil?
do.
You do?
We do.
Is it on Monday or Tuesday?
Tuesday.
There you
Yeah,
go.
there you go. They respect the holiday.
Right. So, this is what can go wrong when this happens. Liz Kerrigan, our solid waste coordinator, says if enough people don't put out the trash barrels, then of course Waste Management is going to come by to pick them up. They're not going to be there. They're all going to go home at 8 o'clock for an early lunch because people didn't put them out. Meanwhile, Waste Management says we can't go back to that neighborhood on Tuesday and pick them up in addition to our usual Tuesday route. So they're not going to get picked up for a week. And Liz says, geez, a lot of garbage hanging around for an extra week. That doesn't sound healthy. So they're going to capitulate to what seems to be, the confusion and say, no trash pickup on Monday.
All right.
And it's going to be delayed one day all next week, just like in Lincoln.
Thanks, Dave. Melissa Murray's here. Hi, Melissa.
Good morning.
Thanks for
She
joining us.
is. Do
So
you
what-
know Phil Good?
No, we don't. I don't.
He's the town
Phil,
administrator in
Lincoln.
Lincoln.
Pleasure to meet
Nice
you.
to meet you.
Pleasure to meet you.
So what's the trash situation pickup for next week in Lincoln, Phil?
So, well, actually, this is a great opportunity, and I wanted to jump around because you have Waste Management up here in Woonsocket. Is
Yeah.
that for your trash and recycling?
Yes.
So we handle our own trash pickup,
Right.
And we have Waste Management for our recycling.
I see.
But I was just actually at a Zoom meeting with all the other mayors yesterday, talking with people down at Rhode Island Resource Recovery, talking about recycling, because a lot of the communities, and I'm sure Woonsocket's in the same boat as Cumberland, Lincoln, a lot of rejected loads in the recycling aspect coming back. And it's becoming problematic because there is a fee that goes to a rejected load every time it goes down. So we've been talking about how can we minimize the amount of rejected loads we're getting. And part of it is, I think, the lack of understanding of what can go in that recycle bin, what cannot go in the recycle bin. So we're actually working very hard with other communities, but trying to do that engagement component where we're educating folks what you can put in there. And, people all the time are putting in plastic bags. You think plastic trash bags are recyclable because it's plastic. Well, it's not.
Yeah.
And enough of those bags go in there, that load gets rejected. If a load comes back and it's there's too much moisture in the bin, because people leave the tops open and they're throwing their stuff in there. If it's too wet, that gets rejected because the machines that they have down at Waste Management or Rhode Island Resource Recovery, they get clogged up. But there's other things like batteries. They explained yesterday that somebody had propane tanks in the recycle bin.
Yikes.
Obviously, they can't go in there. But some things that you wouldn't think couldn't go in there, you can't. So we've on our webpage, on our social media, particularly in Lincoln, we're really trying to educate people to get smart about what they're doing. We have our Waste Management folks that if they see a bad load, they're putting a door hanger on their doors to notify them. We'll also put stickers on all the recycle bins so people can take a look at the list. But I would encourage people to go on the town website or go on our Facebook page, take a look at that list, because inevitably, it costs the town money if we're getting rejected loads, but it's also going to cost the taxpayers because our dumping fees are going to go up with all these rejected loads. So we're working hard on that, but it is a real problem, and a lot of the other mayors are dealing with it as well.
All right, this is a sore point for me, Mr. Administrator, because I looked at it as a dirty switch, a bait and switch with the recycling. First of all, you engage the public's enthusiasm for recycling. By golly, I'm right there with you. Let's recycle everything we possibly can. And then he said, oh yeah, but you can't recycle this. And you can't recycle that. And yeah, that's plastic, but it's not the right kind of plastic. And it's, okay, make it difficult. People are just going to throw it in the trash.
Yeah.
So like what I'm hearing from people is, when in doubt, throw in the trash. Because, it's problematic. And it gets down to what you can recycle and what you can't recycle. And when they first started, Rhode Island Resource Recovery used to pre-separate a lot of that stuff where people weren't getting it right. They don't feel like doing that. It's much easier to find the communities and reject the loads. Now they make extra money and they don't have to do the extra work. So next time you get a chance to talk to somebody down there, we wish that you just mentioned that you heard that.
I will definitely pass along.
Because we just, we all want to be public spirited. But if you're going to say, okay, recycle and then make it so difficult,
and things that you're absolutely right. So things have changed over the years, and I think it might have something to do with the equipment they have down that's doing the separating that can't do it as well. I know that there's other states that are even better as far as when they take it in the separation. Some communities have the.
Well, everybody's got their problems. We want to be understanding, but you can't engage public enthusiasm when you make it complicated.
Well, I'll tell you what. Even in my house, right? So, my wife used to take a paper bag, and put paper in it,
Right.
to put in the recycle bin. And I was putting that paper bag with paper in it in the recycle bin. Found out that you're not supposed to do that. You're supposed to empty the paper bag, so you can't have it all bunched up. And again, I think that's might be the antiquated stuff they have down there.
Right.
Joe and I are like, yeah, we do that.
Yeah.
I had no idea.
I had no idea.
The pizza boxes.
Pizza boxes.
Pizza
is another
boxes, I
problem.
knew.
It's made out of
I knew.
cardboard. I thought I'd put it in
Yeah.
there.
Right. You can't have a pizza box,
Well, that's
man,
grease in it,
because.
so you can't do that.
Oh, geez, yeah, right.
right.
So.
But
all
I
right.
remember for many years I had a little kind of cheat sheet on my fridge for a long time, and that resource recovery used
That
to
was
send
not
those.
clear, and you know,
But it was something, right? But it
yeah,
got mailed
well,
to everybody.
It was something, all right, and we can aim for that, but it starts getting to be intolerance. And if there's one thing I can't tolerate, it's intolerance, especially from my government. And so, okay, fine, you want to be that way, then you're not going to have my support. And I'm hearing that from so many people now, because I beat the drum for recycling. All right, we're
Let's
hanging
move
up
on
on one topic.
specifically to Lincoln.
Joe's saying, get off of it, Dave.
Yeah, we're moving on to
But
Lincoln now.
Phil's
So-
a nice guy, and I know that he understands.
Now, every town's dealing with it. I just want to hear how things are going in Lincoln in terms of road construction. Is it driving you crazy in Lincoln too?
It is. It certainly is. We've been lucky in Lincoln, and I think a lot of communities actually. So we budget. Last year it was $2 million for road construction. We've got a lot of town roads. But we also got some state money. The government keep putting his budget to help the cities and towns. So there was some road assistance as well. So it kind of put another shot in the arm of what we're able to do. 3 years ago, my town engineer approached me and said that she had asked it to do a pavement assessment, hiring an outside firm to come in, take a look and assess our roads. She sold me on the idea because what it does is it helps you put together your pavement plan for the upcoming years. And what they did was they rated all our roads basically from a 1 to a 5. 1 being a goat path, 5 being a brand new road.
Okay.
And it put us together a list of which roads you should be prioritizing. They talked about stuff that's in the middle of the pack and that 3-stage area. And sometimes it's just not total reclamation. It's not just replacing an entire road, but sometimes it's doing repairs, seal cracking, and whatnot to keep that 3 at a 3 as long as you can, because you can't do all your roads in any given year. But the other nice part about the pavement assessment was it put it onto GIS for us, so we had a map of it. But it also made it so we could put in place what roads we're going to do this year, next year, the following year, because sometimes I think people might think in their heads that we arbitrarily go, hey, so the town administrator picked this road and that road we're going to pave this year because somebody might live on it.
Yeah.
Well, now we have the quantifiable objective data to say this is why we're doing this road. But we also look and talk with the utilities, because the gas company might be coming in putting a line, or the water department might be doing a line. And the one thing you never want to do is tear up a brand new road. And have somebody come and put in some utility after the fact. So it's a collective effort, but you really try and have a strategy when you do the roads. But roads are tough. And again, one of the challenges for me is a lot of people don't realize that a lot of the roads in Lincoln are actually state roads. Old River Road, River Road.
Sure. The main ones.
Some of the big main ones, which I know you had talked a little bit earlier about going and testifying for the General Assembly or a committee.
Yeah.
So I went last year and spoke on a sidewalk bill. Because one of my struggles is on the state roads, which again, a lot of them in Lincoln, the sidewalks.
Right.
So we are the towns and cities are supposed to be responsible for repairing these sidewalks on the state roads. Well, that's actually state property. That's a state right-of-way. So those 8 feet, including the sidewalks, when there are sidewalks, belongs to the state. A lot of the places where we have failing sidewalks and we get complaints is where you have the state has their stormwater infrastructure. It's not town water infrastructure. It's their state drains that are collapsing. The sewer caps are above the pavement, and they become problematic. There's a couple that, and their DOT's doing a good job right now fixing up and down River Road. but there was some sidewalk issues there, and it's a state. When you want to connect to a utility on a state road, you don't come to the town for a permit. You go to the state. DOT gives you that permit. We don't go inspect it afterwards, so we don't know what's been done. They're collecting the fees for that, but it gets a little frustrating. And so I went and in support of a bill that was being presented, and I think Marianne Shalcross, one of our state reps, who got behind it, to put that burden back on the state. They've got a lot more people. DOT's got a lot more equipment, more funding to do this. So I'm hoping that we can get the state to take over the sidewalks on state roads. Town roads, I'm good with. I'll take care of it. But when people reach out and say, "Hey, we want a sidewalk on this road," well, it's a state road. I don't have the funding, and it's not my purview or the authority to put a sidewalk over there. And we just finished recently a Safe Streets program. It was about a 4-month program. It was federally funded through a grant, and we met with members of the community to sit there and identify. And the goal is to reduce serious injuries, deaths in your town. And so we put together this plan. We met with folks to find out what the problematic areas are and make recommendations going forward. How can we do things to improve it? Target areas where you need to put your crosswalks, where they're appropriate to help with the pedestrian and the bike traffic. So I think we have a pretty good plan in place. But roads and sidewalks and crosswalks are definitely always a concern.
Always a headache.
Yeah.
All right, we're going to take a break here in the Coffee and program, but more coming your way. Comments and questions for Phil Gould, Town Administrator from Lincoln. Call him in at 766-1240. Dave, time for a second message from the Northern Rhode Island Chamber of Commerce.
But before I do, Joe, much has been said on this program in the past about Melissa's eyewear. And she has these really cool newfangled glasses where she can change the color of the glasses.
Change the frames.
Right.
Yeah.
For any outfit that she might be wearing. And I looked at her today when she came in, and she's got little pink hearts on the frames of her glasses. And I just
they're
said,
Kelly green with pink hearts, so I can use them for Valentine's Day or St. Patrick's Day.
It's
right?
perfect.
So. I didn't have red on. I wasn't feeling,
and I'm just saying,
my usual all black.
by
Get
golly,
festive with the
this
glasses.
lady is nothing if she's not timely. So I had to do that, and I'll remind you, 334-1000, the telephone number to call after 9 o'clock this morning, and find out how the Northern Rhode Island Chamber of Commerce can help you or somebody you know, love, or tolerate.
Thanks, Dave. More Coffee and coming up. Stay tuned.
Wow, can you believe Gators Pub is celebrating its 35th year in business? Maybe the key to Gators' success is our super friendly staff. Or maybe the fact that the chefs at Gators are constantly making some of the freshest and most delicious dishes around. If you've never been, come on down and check out our great lunch specials from Monday through Thursday. They also offer complimentary soup during lunch. Watch the Boston Red Sox on one of our many TVs while enjoying classic apps like fresh potato skins or our famous pita chips. Come watch a volleyball game and have a burger or one of our newest cocktail creations. Gators is located on Route 102 in North Smithfield, about 1 mile before Wright's Chicken Farm. Come say hello.
Hey, it's Lamar from Bob and Sherry. Let me tell you about my experience with PhD weight loss. Yes, I've lost 30 pounds, but let me tell you the best part. I can feel it. More energy. My clothes are loose. I'm getting ready to buy a new belt, and putting on my socks does not leave me out of breath. All without shots, pills, medication, or gimmicks. You have a personal counselor who sits down, talks to you, and learns about your history and what your eating habits are. They set up a simple plan that shows you what to eat and when to eat it. They help you deal with your cravings, and they celebrate your success. During this entire process, I've not been hungry at all. I can't believe how easy it has been and how fast the weight has come off. Get started right now. Call 864-644-1900. That's 864-644-1900. Or go to myphdweightloss.com. That's myphdweightloss.com. And tell them Lamar sent you. 864-644-1900.
The Coffee and panel is enjoying coffee from Down East Coffee Roasters. All their coffee is roasted right here in Rhode Island. Down East Coffee Roasters is available at all Little General stores.
We're local and live at 99.5.
It's Coffee and on ON Radio. Thanks for joining us. This is Joe Callahan here with Dave Richards, Melissa Murray, and Phil Gould, Town Administrator for the town of Lincoln. Thanks for joining us, Phil. And so tell us, What capital projects are going on in the town of Lincoln?
We've got a bunch. So
Okay.
we've actually, right now, we've got a $25 million bond. We're doing work at 4 of our elementary schools. Putting in.
You're all done with the high school. It's time to move on.
I
to the
don't know.
elementary
Well,
schools.
we finished a $6 million project to the high
Yeah.
school 3 years ago. We finished a PEC with Physical Education Center on the high school complex,
Yeah.
which is a fantastic $8.3 million. It was on time, on budget. It's getting a lot of community use. The schools enjoying
Right.
the heck out of it. But there was time to turn our heads towards the elementary
Mm-hmm.
schools. So that $25 million bond is going to put new gyms over there, refurbish the cafeteria so they can actually be cafeterias as opposed to cafetorium gyms and everything else. Because
Cafetorium, yeah.
yeah, it's crazy. They're small. They're dated.
How are the roofs at the elementary schools?
The roofs are okay. We've done repairs over the years on those, but really excited about the new gyms and STEM classrooms, which is the science technology
Yeah.
aspect. So we're adding classroom space as well as the new gyms on the schools, and so that's a $25 million bond. Certainly, we're getting some ride reimbursement on those projects, which we're excited about. And at the same time, we're also working on a $14 million bond, which was approved for a centralized rescue building, which is going to be located right on the town campus, right next between Town Hall and the Water Department. But we're also building a Lincoln Learning Center. So Governor McKee had pushed that initiative out for learning centers a couple of years ago. We got on board, and added to that rescue building is going to be a 2,400 square foot classroom that is going to promote job creation, education, and health screening. So it's going to be on the same complex as the rest of our municipal services, and we're really excited, and we anticipate hopefully to have our occupancy in August of 26. We're using some of the same partners that did the PEC, and that project was on time, on budget, and I think the way things are going, we're going to be very good and have that building done.
All right. Lincoln is.
You know, Phil, I think Lincoln is the pride of the Blackstone Valley, and other communities are looking at it and saying, "My goodness, they do it right over there."
Yeah, well,
For
you know,
the capital stuff, and we're going back, my goodness, to even Administrator Stallwood. They put policies in place, and they stuck to them.
yeah.
And so you managed to get a lot of the stuff done. It's on everybody else's wish list, and you can do it.
Yeah, and I think that also speaks to the relationship of the leaders that we have in town. You know, certainly with the town council, the budget board, the school committee. You know, we all realize what our common goal here is, and everybody works collectively together. We might disagree on some things, but there's a certain amount of respect certainly a lot of respect that goes on with all the people that are working and are elected officials or appointed officials, and we're getting it done. And it's a lot easier when you're getting along. That's for sure.
It is true.
Lincoln's in such a unique situation than the other towns here in the Blackstone Valley, because you got the casino, you've got the airport, you've got George Washington Highway with all the retail establishments on
State
that.
Police Barracks.
State Police Barracks. I mean, Lincoln Woods. It's just a very unique situation in Lincoln.
Community college, we've got a lot.
That's right.
We've got
And a vocational technical
Yeah.
school.
We've got world headquarters for Mika. We've got some big manufacturing over there by the air park. So we've got small business, big business.
and some
certainly
of the
the
most
Chamber of
wonderful
Commerce.
historical sites in the Blackstone Valley
Great Road.
are in Lincoln. Great Road, that whole district.
Yeah, and that's a special place. Great Road is really a fantastic place. We've got the Friends of Hearthside, Kathy Hartley, and they do a fantastic job. So town buildings, but we have this group that takes care of the oversight, and they take care of the buildings. And I met with them recently on their budget asks and what improvements they want to make. But and my predecessor Joe Almond he recognized how much easier it is when you have a group dedicated to help, because they put in a lot of volunteer hours to make this happen and keep it up nice. But those are, I mean, we've got 5 different historic sites right there on Great Road within a small span. So it's beautiful. I mentioned before on our town website now we have a video montage, Welcome to Lincoln, 5 different videos, and one of them focuses on our historic district, because I think it is a tourism grab as well to have people come in and enjoy the history of Lincoln.
And you have movies made
We did, yep,
in
over Chase
town.
Farm.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Hocus
it was-
Pocus too.
I was over there for that. Got to walk.
Were you an
with-
extra?
I was not, but I walked through the mud. There was because it was they had a tough season with a lot of rain during during the filming. I guess it helped it look like circa 16,
16, yeah.
whatever it was over in Salem.
Didn't have
And-
paved road back then.
no, but it was great. And Chase Farms, it's such a wonderful open space for us. We have our summer concert series over there, and we did a lot of things to improve that. We have the food trucks, bringing a lot of bands, but it's not unusual to have 1,500 to 2,500 people out there, and it's a family-friendly event. So you have kids running up and down the hill. You have, and it's a safe space for the kids and the parents, and it's just it's great. I go to all of them. Been known to get up on stage and sing country roads with a couple of the bands.
There you go.
But we have a good time over there.
And you have something that no other Blackstone Valley community can claim. Your namesake birthday was 2 days ago.
That's right.
That's right.
That's right.
Well, it's budget season for you, right?
It is.
Have you
yeah.
still
That's
working
coming
on
right
it?
up, isn't it?
I am.
Give
Yeah,
it to
we're
the town council, see what they can do with it.
well, no, the council, not really. They're at the end when they certify everything.
Oh, okay.
So-
Yours goes to a town meeting?
Well, the next process. So I've gotten the budget from the school. I've been working with all my department heads and going through and I put the charge out to them every year. Give me, when it comes to capital, your needs and wants.
Yep.
You know, because we can want everything, and but Santa's only got so many elves
In the-
there
in the
to
pack,
Right, yeah.
So we worked through it, and we put together a proposed budget, and then I hand it off to our budget board. It's 11 elected officials for the next 2.5 months. They're going to go through the recommended budget, and I enjoy the process. I have a lot of respect for what the budget board does and the people that are on it, and they'll ask questions, and rightfully so. If you're going to be looking to spend taxpayer money, you should be able to answer the questions of why and what's the vision and if you're spending it now, what does that look like in a couple of years? It's smart money, and I enjoy the process. I actually got involved in them early on when I was finishing my master's public administration. I had a government finance class, so the professor. The class projects a lot of time would be go talk about your local government and your financial operations. So I'd sit in while they're deliberating and going through the budget, and then so I learned some of the process, and certainly, now I'm sitting at the table as they go through these things. But I enjoy the process, and so they'll go through that. They'll come back to the FDM in May, and the town has the opportunity to come in and approve these things. So it's the
FTM's
operation
the financial town
meeting, right? May 12th this year. So they'll. We've got the operational budgets and then also the capital resolutions. So we're looking, and we have a few projects we're going to be looking at this year. Going forward with things that we need for the town, some improvements. Unfortunately, we don't have the fund, the ARPA funds. That commitment was back.
Yeah.
The timeline was December 31st. So we had that luxury. We had about $6.5 million. We dedicated all towards infrastructure. Town needs things that would offset
Stuff
taxpayer
you don't want to
costs.
borrow money for.
That's right. That's right. Which I know some communities went out and there was bonuses and some other stuff, but this was things that we know the town's going to need. Some of it was DPW fleet stuff. Some of it was sewer projects. Some of our dams, stormwater management. That's been a big thing. So far this year we haven't had a whole lot of rain. We've had some snow. It's just been challenging, but. I remember January last year, we had 2 25-year storms in a matter of 2 days.
Right.
And we had a lot of problems.
Well, the year is young yet.
There we go. I know my new DPW director, former engineer Leslie Quish, she sits there and she watches that weather and she just prays that we don't get the heavy rain because, a lot of the stormwater infrastructure wasn't made to handle these volumes of rain we're getting because 6 inches of rain in 24 hours isn't that big of a deal. You can handle that's a 25-year storm, but we're getting 6 inches of rain in a matter of 6, 8, 10 hours, and the pipes, the structure that's there can't handle that volume. And we had some pretty bad flooding last year, so we've
Not only that, Phil, but also the topography of Lincoln. You're around the river. There aren't really any rolling plains and there's hills. Everything's a hill.
Yep.
So when the raindrops come down, they're going somewhere else. They're going to collect and magnify their numbers in low-lying areas, and then they're going to go from the low-lying areas down the hill toward the river. In the meantime, they're going to impact the citizens.
Yeah. So we're working on a couple of projects right now. We have one street that was a few residents that was extremely problematic last year, and they built it's almost like they built these houses at the bottom of a soup bowl. And so we're working with the NRCS and seeing if we can possibly relocate those people using federal funds and some local aid as well to maybe buy those houses out, get them moved somewhere else, and turn that into a watershed. I know Johnson was working on the same program, but we're in the early stages. Communications. I'm actually having a meeting with some of those residents next week, so hopefully we'll get people on board, can move that forward. But
all right, one more question before we have to get to our drawings and let Phil get on his way. We had the Woonsocket Police Chief on yesterday, just talking about recruits and things like that. Your police chief, where are you in terms of staffing at the police chief at the police station? Do they need more?
Right now,
we want more.
We know last year I increased our numbers. We were 36 for a long time. We've increased to 40. We've done pretty good. Tommy Oates, great chief over there here in Woonsocket. I've got Dennis Fleming, my police chief in Lincoln. He's doing a great job. I have to do a quick shout out to Eddie Fox, who's listening, one of your listeners, who was at my town hall yesterday. So Eddie, hello.
There you go.
All right, let's draw.
Yeah,
Which
and
one
so
we'll do
I'm going
first?
to ask you this little favor there, Phil, if you will. We have the Milk Fund calendar, and our prize today is, I had it right over here, and it's a $50 Stop and Shop gift certificate, and it's donated to the Milk Fund calendar from Senator Brian Thompson. On the calendar it says Senator-elect, but time is March.
He's a real
now.
senator
Yes,
now.
Yes, and so here are all the stubs from all the calendars. If you just reach in there, pick out one. Here we go. And do you want to read it?
Can I read? I don't know. Good penmanship.
Oh, it's close enough.
Tim Draper.
Hey.
Wow.
Tim Draper,
All
nice
right.
job.
He is one of the VEEPs over at Navigant Credit Union, and a regular panelist on this show on Wednesdays,
right.
as a matter of fact.
So he'll come here next week and pick up his prize.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Thanks,
All right.
Phil.
We appreciate that. And Phil Gould, thanks for coming in. We're going to have you back once a month. This will be great having you in to talk about what's going on in Lincoln.
That's great. Thank you. That 30 minutes went by pretty
It
fast.
does go by pretty quick. All right. We'll take a look at the forecast. Forecast is being brought to you by Compassion International.
Sunny and windy today with a high near 31 degrees and west winds up over 40 miles per hour. Tonight, partly cloudy skies, overnight low of 14. Saturday's weather. There's a 40% chance of some snow in the afternoon, mostly cloudy skies all day, high of 31 and a calm wind. Saturday night, snow, switching over to rain and sleet and freezing rain overnight. Overnight low of 24 degrees Saturday night, calm wind kicking up past midnight to over 25 miles per hour. Chance of precipitation Saturday night 100%. New snow and sleet accumulation of 3 to 7 inches possible Saturday night. Sunday's weather, freezing rain before 8 a.m., then rain. High of 40 degrees, winds from the east. Sunday night, rain and snow before 1 a.m., and then just switching over to all snow before ending. Overnight low Sunday night of 21 degrees, 80% chance. The winds will be up to 25 miles per hour, again from the north. Little or no snow accumulations expected Sunday night to add to what we already had. Monday, Washington's birthday, sunshine and 29 degrees. Tuesday, mostly sunny and 23 for a high. Wednesday, sunny and 28. And Thursday, a 40% chance of snow, partly sunny and 29 degrees.
Outside the Navigant Credit Union broadcast studio at the corner of Park Ave and Kennedy Street with sunny skies, we have 29 degrees. Imagine a child in extreme poverty waiting over a year to be sponsored, and their wait today. Become a Compassion sponsor. Text radio to 83393.
What does it mean to be owned by your customers? It means we don't answer to a headquarters in New York or a board of directors in Switzerland. It means we answer to a teacher in Woonsocket, a small business owner in Greenville, a contractor in Warwick. Our customers are our owners. Our owners are our customers. Come join us. Navigant Credit Union.
Our family caring for your family. The Holiday Retirement Home is a skilled nursing and rehabilitation facility with a home-like atmosphere where laughter is the best medicine. The Holiday keeps their patients and residents involved in varied activities and events so they have the opportunity to live life to the fullest. The Holiday Retirement Home has their own in-house physical, occupational, and speech therapy staff with more than 300 years of combined experience. Stop in for a tour. The Holiday is right off Route 99 on Sales Hill Road in Manville, and for more information you can visit their website at holidayretirement.com.
Hello, this is Kevin Callahan. Join me and Pat Holland in the Cheap Seats with Pat and Kevin. Sports talk every Saturday morning at 9 here on ON, AM, and FM.
It's Coffee and on ON Radio. Thanks for joining us.
Your brother.
That's right.
Brother,
that would be
Kevin,
my brother. That's right. That's Dave Richards over there. Melissa Murray's here. And we're being joined by Rich Elaine from Post 85.
Hey, morning, everyone.
This portion of the Coffee and program is sponsored by the Valley Breeze newspapers, which Dave happens to have in his hands.
I do. In my hand is the Cumberland Lincoln edition of the Valley Breeze newspapers with Ethan Shorey and an interesting story here. You can see Mike Baudet, who is a retired teacher from the Hallowell School in North Smithfield. Well, anyway, he's also on the Cumberland Land Trust, and he's vice president, showing off a discarded wagon that he has restored. Mysterious wagon turned up along the local trail in Cumberland. Read all about it. The Cumberland leaders discuss speed control, including the use of cameras. Town council at its February 5th meeting heard from Patrick Costa, who lives with his wife, Kerry, on Bear Hill Road, and they are very concerned about speeding and stuff like that. Read all about it there. Ethan's got the story. And Sophia Barr writes from Lincoln. The members of the Conservation Commission there are asking residents to help beautify Butterfly Garden and restore its ecosystem with their new Adopt a Plot program. You can read all about it there. Meanwhile, in North Smithfield, Woonsocket, and Blackstone, look at the wonderful picture. I don't know if you can see that well. Madison Cusack, who's 15 years old, is sliding down the hill at Woonsocket's Cold Spring Park like thousands have done before them, including important people like Melissa, who didn't live that far away. So, Cold Spring Park. And after the snow on Sunday morning, he's got a picture over there. It looks like she's having a whale of a good time there. And Jacqueline Moorhead reports from out in Burrillville. Zambrano shelter representatives discuss impact of the school district and community needs from Burrillville. A little story from Burrillville there for you. North Smithfield is debating quarry overlay district as the public hearings loom. And in Slatersville, the showing goes to town's uncomfortable past. Jennifer Hubbs has the story again on the Valley Breeze. Pick it up free where you shop each and every Thursday. And in this week's Valley Breeze newspaper, all editions, the local business card directory. All your local companies offering local solutions 2025 edition. And it's right there in your Valley Breeze, absolutely free of charge and absolutely free for the whole doggone thing.
All right there, Dave. Thanks. Now, it's time to draw our winner for the Cupid's Arrow contest. The winner's going to get a $100 gift card to Clovis Furniture, a $80 gift card to Belo's Flowers, and we're able to give the winner a Mannheim Steamroller Romance CD.
Which is crazy because I didn't think we'd have one left over. We had so many losers this year on this dumb little contest that everybody loves. I remember during the pandemic we didn't run it. In the pandemic, and people were groaning, where's Cupid's Arrow contest? We love that little thing. So, we keep it going over here. But this year, very different.
Yeah.
We just didn't get the winners.
Well, it happens, but we still have we have another bar of chocolate that we can give this winner too. So
we had a run on chocolate. We had a run on the CDs because people were getting the consolation prize all the time.
Yeah, but we have
maybe that's one reason why they like it, because they win something no matter what.
Yeah, so there you go. So we're going to pass the bucket over to Melissa.
All right.
So,
she's the one with the hearts on her glasses this morning.
And pull out one piece of paper.
Right.
That has this will be
Do we want to tell them how many winners were in there?
3.
And one of them we got this morning.
That's right. The third one was today.
My goodness, playing for 2 weeks, we ended up with 3 winners.
What do you got, Melissa?
Julia Lemire.
Lemire. All right. I think Julia was our
Julia.
first winner
She was.
playing the
Stiff
Cupid's
competition.
Arrow. But, hey, the odds were good.
All right.
So
Congratulations,
so.
Congrats,
Julia.
Julia. We'll be contacting you after the program, of
Well,
course.
Julia's probably listening.
Yeah, that's true.
She's that
All right.
kind of gal.
Rich Elaine has joined us, and he's from Post 85. He's representing Post 85. What's the sweatshirt say? Earned, never given.
Earned, never given.
You Marines.
Is that respect you're saying?
Yeah. Earned, never get. Well, I don't know if it's respect. It's just the truth.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. there you
That's
go.
all. Of course, I went to boot camp back when boot camp was boot
Was
camp.
really boot camp, huh?
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's right.
well,
They
know,
used boots.
Well, from what I'm understanding is they actually let on Sundays, because of all the technology we got now. I mean, you got these cell phones and all this stuff. So I'm understanding that recruits can now call home on Sundays and tell mommy and daddy how well
bad
things
things
are
are.
going. Yeah.
Because such a mean sergeant.
No.
I can imagine back when I went through boot camp, me looking at my drill sergeant and going, "Can I call home and talk to my mom?"
Ooh.
I'd still be
They
doing.
shamed you,
I'd
Chuck.
still be doing push-ups.
No, Rich, have you ever seen the movie Full Metal Jacket?
Yes, I have.
Okay. I just heard this yesterday, that the drill sergeant, Emery,
Yeah,
Emery,
yeah.
that's the actor in it, all his lines are all ad-libbed. It's what he used to say.
Oh, I don't doubt
during
it. Yeah.
boot camp, and they just, Kubrick, who didn't like people to ad lib, thought he knows it. He's perfect.
Yeah.
So in each take only took, like he said, either 2 or 3. Okay, do it again. Okay, do it again. Okay, perfect.
Yeah.
And they said the only take that took longer than that is the jelly donut scene. That one they had to do 37 times. But so that's when boot camp was boot camp, right?
Yeah. Well, I went in a little older into boot camp. And
right.
I was in my 20s, and I was drinking coffee back.
All right.
Before I went in and stuff. And of course, you could not have a cup of coffee for like
No?
11 weeks.
Oh,
You go to
really?
the chow hall, coffee was out of bounds.
Were you getting jittery?
So
Headaches.
about a week before I graduated, I was sitting in the chow hall, and the drill instructor that used to be up our behinds most of the time came behind me and just had a cup of black coffee and just put it down in front of me and just like walked away.
Wow.
So it was like, yeah, I did.
There you go.
So it was like, yeah, well, we had already passed final
Everything.
inspection. We
Yeah.
were just waiting to get out and stuff. But
that's
I
fun.
didn't say thank you or anything. I just sat there and drank
Drank
it
it.
as fast as I could.
Do you have to drink it black, or do you like it
Oh,
black?
I like it black.
Oh,
So that
okay.
was
That was
fine with me. Believe me.
All right, let's go down to the post.
Well, I'll tell you what. Here's what we got. There's no music tonight there because it looks like it's every other week that we're doing music programs. Charlie Rock was there last Friday. Charlie did a fantastic job. Some real good music. I'll tell you what, to sit down in the hall free of charge and listen to some good acoustic. Ooh, I'll get it right. Acoustic music. It's fantastic. On February the 21st, which is a week from today, at 6 p.m., we got Christine Boland and Tim the Banjo Man. They're going to be down there. They're going to play from 6 to 9. It's acoustic and banjo, and it's all free of charge. Down in the hall, you come down there, sit down, have a couple of drinks, and talk with everybody, and we just have a grand old time. And then on Sunday, February the 23rd, we're going to have our Mega Meat Raffle. We do Mega Meat Raffles once a month down there. There's 3 separate raffles. There's 10 prizes per raffle for the meat raffle, and that starts at 3 p.m. So once again, the 21st with Christine and Tim the Banjo Man, and Sunday, February the 23rd for the meat raffle. And of course, everything can be found, because Melissa is so diligent. Everything can be found on the WOON website under events and things like events under the
calendar.
event calendar. So
And if anyone has events they want to email us, they can email. It's very simple. events@onesockеtradio.com.
All right.
yep. And the courtesy vehicle. I always like to and there's some great news. Let's put it this way. I had a great week and a frustrating week with the Rhode Island Registry of Motor Vehicles.
When is it ever not frustrating?
Oh my God. Well, and I can't. because I don't want people to, yell and get in trouble. But all the paperwork, we had a lady, a wonderful lady that passed away down at the American Legion Post, and she donated a 2016 Hyundai SUV. And I think I had mentioned that we were
Right.
going to go over to an SUV. And she passed away, and of course that left, a piece of paper that was signed, piece of paper that wasn't, power of attorney, all that stuff, and blah, 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 blah. But all the paperwork was legit, and it was all notarized. And there were original copies and the whole 10 yards of everything. I had more pieces of paper notarized.
But you're still missing something.
I go down to the Woonsocket registry,
Yeah.
and it became very, very apparent to me that the lady that was sitting at the window that you handle all your paperwork to prior to going to the window to do all the paperwork was less than exuberant
All right.
about explaining to me what it's like. I gave it to her, she looked at it, I explained to her what was going on, she took the whole pile and pushed it back to the window and said, I can't help. I said, well, could you tell me what I have to do?
No.
It was just like, there's more people in line, get out of here.
Wow.
Yeah, and okay, hey, fine, and look, I'm like everybody. I wear my Marine Corps swag when I go in, so figuring, okay, they're going to recognize we're military people. We're trying to do the right thing. So, okay, that ended up. But the good part of it is that I was able to speak to somebody, and I actually went down to the RMV down in Cranston, and there was a person down there that was tremendously helpful. And long story short, I went back the next day, and we got the registration, the license plates for the SUV, and everything got taken care of. But something, I worked for the state for 20 years as a correction officer. I understand it can be frustrating.
Yeah.
But when you're dealing with the public, try to help them.
Yeah. You just can't say no.
Say to me, all right, well, listen, this
is
is
what you
wrong
have
and
to
that's
do,
wrong, but
yeah.
this is who I suggest you see.
Yeah.
Or let me get my supervisor, because and let me see if the supervisor can direct you in the right
You stand
direction.
to the side, I
or
can
go,
help somebody else.
But I had went to the registry in Woonsocket 2 years ago when we did the Impala, and the woman behind the window that time said, well, this is what you got to do, and I can't do it right here, and it was like the middle of the afternoon. She said, you'll have to go down to the registry in Cranston to get this done.
Oh, okay.
And I said, okay. Now she said, here's a slip, and you won't have to make another appointment. So when you get down to Cranston, just show them this slip, and they'll be happy to take care of you. And it worked.
Great.
Right.
So,
Okay.
and it'll be nice. What's wrong with being
Yeah,
nice?
you're right.
You
You're
know,
right.
so
And it's okay to say, I don't know. Let me find out for you.
Yeah.
You're not supposed to know everything. It's great
No,
if you
that's
do,
right.
but,
That's
like,
right. And you know what I found out?
it happens a lot with me. I'm like, you know what? I don't know the answer to that question. I need to find out for you.
Now, here's one thing I was told, okay? I said, she says, in the state of Rhode Island, you cannot gift a vehicle to a company. I said, well, not a company.
Not a
We're an
company.
American Legion Post.
Yeah, same thing.
Well, in the state of Rhode Island, you can't gift a vehicle to a company. Look it up.
Yeah.
Yes, you
Yes,
can.
you can.
I looked it up.
Okay.
So that tells me right away that you just didn't want to help me.
Yeah.
But anyhow, I'm happy.
But you got it done. So
Yes,
good.
but the vehicle's fantastic. I will tell all the veterans out there, once again, if you are a veteran, you need a ride to a medical appointment. We do this free of charge out of the American Legion Post 85. We're independent from the VA. This is something we do out of the post. You call 401-766-7585. You give the person that answers the phone your name, your telephone number. I'm the duty officer for the vehicle. I will get in touch with you. I'll ask you what your appointment's all about. If you're a veteran, we will pick you up at your house. We will take you to your appointment, and we will bring you home service all free of charge. And like I said, instead of like climbing real low into a Chevy Impala sedan, now you can go up into an SUV. So instead of plopping into the seat, we can like scoot your butt near the seat, and we can lift your legs, and we can push you in.
All right.
So
great. All right, we're going to take a break here in the Coffee In program. More coming up. And this segment of Coffee In sponsored by the Valley Breeze newspaper.
The Valley Breeze has been a local news leader since its founding in 1996, and more people are reading our stories today than ever before. We believe our mission of making our community stronger by telling their stories is not just a tagline, but a way of life for our staff as they connect with you, our loyal readers and advertisers. Our team thanks you for always reading, always reaching out, and always helping toward our shared vision. Check out any of our 5 editions or visit valleybreeze.com for more.
Due to higher prices for food, gas for the car, and utilities, the bills piled up, and I got worried.
For years, the Good Neighbor Energy Fund has responded by providing energy assistance to local households.
Thanks to the fund, my family is getting through this tough time.
If your household is having trouble paying the heating bills, please contact a CAP agency, call United Way 211, or visit Rhode-IslandGoodNeighbor.org. Ad sponsored by the Rhode Island Broadcasters Association.
I juggle a lot. I'm managing constipation with belly pain from my irritable bowel syndrome with constipation, or IBS-C, with laxatives and fiber isn't enough. My doctor recommended a way to get ahead of it. Then I said yes to Linzess. Linzess linaclotide is a prescription medicine that treats IBS-C in adults. It's not a laxative. It's a once-daily pill that helps you get ahead of your symptoms. It's proven to help you have more frequent and complete bowel movements and helps relieve overall abdominal symptoms, belly pain, discomfort, and bloating. These symptoms were studied in combination, not individually. Do not give Linzess to children less than 2. It may harm them. Do not take Linzess if you have a bowel blockage. Get immediate help if you develop unusual or severe stomach pain, especially with bloody or black stools. The most common side effect is diarrhea, sometimes severe. If it's severe, stop taking Linzess and call your doctor right away. Other side effects include gas, stomach area pain, and swelling. Talk to your doctor and learn more at linzess.com or call 1-800-LINZESS.
Northern Rhode Island Council of the Arts is celebrating 30 years of Mardi Gras. The coronation of the Queen is February 23rd and includes an Italian buffet. Tickets $20. The Mardi Gras Ball is March 1st, includes a Creole Cajun buffet, and will feature the Squeeze Box Stompers. Tickets $35. Tickets can be purchased from any Queen contestant or at Missy's Family Restaurant, Cello's, Timeless Antiques, Pine Swamp Place, Belo's Flowers, The Honey Shop, Creative Impressions, Vos True Value Hardware, or call 401-486-9380 or 401-257-5797.
It's Coffee In on ON, AM, and FM. Thanks for joining us this morning. I'm Joe Callahan here with Dave Richards, Melissa Murray, and Rich Elaine. Thanks for joining us.
Joe, I wanted to put something in here.
Yes, Dave.
I wanted to get it in while Phil Gould was here from Lincoln, but really, boy, we had a lot to talk to him about, and we ran out of time. But Carl sent over another little reminder here about something neat happening at St. James Church in Manville, not tomorrow, but the following Saturday. So we'll be reminding you about this all week on the 22nd, which is actually Washington's birthday, his actual birthday. And it's an all-you-can-eat pasta and meatball suppers. I love all-you-can-eat pasta and meatball suppers. The only thing I like better than all-you-can-eat pasta and meatball suppers is all-you-can-eat spaghetti and meatball suppers. But I get it about the pasta. So it's coming up on Saturday the 22nd. Snow date is Sunday the 23rd from 4:30 to 7 at the Father Brindamore Hall at St. James Church there on Division Street in Manville, which is a lovely village in the town of Lincoln. The meal will also include salad, rolls, dessert, beverages. Cost is only $10 per person and $5 for children 10 and under. Yikes, that's great. I mean, that's like last century prices. Tickets will be available at the door, and takeout is available too. Wow, digging that idea. Proceeds from this event will benefit the parish social ministry programs. For more information, contact the St. James Manville Church Rectory at 766-1558. We'll remind you about this as we go along again, but that's something that I've been to this several times before, And it's a very nice feeling. You know, Manville's the kind of community that's like that. You know, I always feel comfortable in Manville. I don't. I do anyway. Anytime I go to Manville, you know, people who from Manville, I mean, they seem to be a friendly sort.
Okay.
And it's very, very nice. So anyway, but you go here, you walk in. It's not like a huge hall where you don't know anybody. You walk in, you see people you know right away. It's a small little place, and a small parish, but very dedicated.
All right. So, Dave, you talk about President's Day again being the red-headed stepchild.
Yeah.
Well, we just got this in. And it's from Ed Carew. And
Hey,
Ed Carew's offices will be closed on Monday because the market is closed on Monday.
Well, there you go.
So it's a.
But we'll still have a Woonsocket City Council meeting that night.
But it's yeah. Anyway, the market's going to be closed on Monday. So,
Melissa is smiling a smile that's very difficult to explain or describe, I think is the word I wanted.
I can't remember if we met, if it ever happened to fall.
No, I remember going to Tuesday.
Yeah, I think I remember going to Tuesday too, but it's been a while now, so.
Mm-hmm. And Lincoln's on Tuesday.
Yep.
And North Smithfield's on Tuesday. Woonsockett's going to be on Monday.
Yeah.
All right. Well,
I guess you try everything and keep what works. We'll find out if it works.
We'll find out.
But it was one of the ingredients that caused all the confusion about trash pickup on Monday.
All right.
Which is now on Tuesday.
Right.
Well, not to bring you down on this Valentine's Day.
Don't bring us down, Joe.
But NASA says an asteroid up to 300 feet across could hit the Earth in the year 2032.
Oh,
Which is only
right.
7 years away.
Yep.
Okay.
An asteroid the size of a football field.
While the chances are still extremely slim, probability of the impact has gone up since being discovered just a few weeks back. Now, currently, just over 2%. This is slim.
2%?
Yes.
Oh, these folks are lonely.
This number has now almost
They're craving
doubled,
attention.
but it's almost doubled from 1% from the initial estimate in late January. NASA estimates that the asteroid measures between 130 feet and 300, because we can't get up there with a ruler to figure out what it really
I
is.
see. So it could be smaller than a football field.
Yes. Impact would be more than likely only cause local damage, not nearly enough to threaten the planet. So it's not Armageddon.
That's right.
Kind of time, so nothing to worry
So
about.
as long as it doesn't come down to the Blackstone Valley, we're cool, right?
Yes.
Or very close to the Blackstone Valley, like far away, like maybe in the middle of the ocean. Although that would probably cause tsunami.
That
so.
would
Doesn't say that yet,
would
just
that
yet.
would cause the fishies to die.
I
We don't
could
want
name
that.
a couple of places I'd like it to
See
fall.
it land.
But
Igloo, not the
Does
things
it
the
begin with D?
Eskimos live in, but Igloo, the cooler maker.
Yes.
They had
Oh,
to
yeah.
recall 1 million coolers. There's concerns that people could amputate their fingers
oh my goodness!
while working it. Yeah.
What?
The U.S. Consumer Product Safety Commission said the recall involves Igloo's 90-quart flip and tow rolling coolers. The
Oh, they're
CPSC
made of metal.
says the tow handle can pinch consumers' fingertips against the cooler, posing fingertip and crushing hazards. Ouch. This is
well,
gonna
keep your
hurt.
finger away from there. Isn't
You
it
can't-
that
you
simple?
can't-
It's like saying
you
this
can't say
coffee
that,
is
Reg.
hot.
You can't say that, right?
You know, I mean, come on.
Igloo's
God's
been
sake.
making. How long has Igloo been making
forever, yeah.
coolers? Right.
Well, so far,
Massively useful thing.
the commission says there have been a dozen reports of injured fingertips, including amputations.
Yikes.
They've cut off their fingertips, lacerations, and bone fractures. People have these coolers are being told to stop using them immediately and contact Igloo to get a free replacement handle.
You know what you should do too before you close your car door? You should make sure your fingers are away from the car door because it could. My God!
Let me make a
please.
note of that.
Yeah, do that, Dave. Would you please? I'd hate to see you lose a finger to your car door.
And we have
Let's recall all the cars.
Yeah, why not? Right?
we have a modern day Jonah down
Really?
in Chile. Yeah,
Oh, is this the guy in the
a
kayak?
kayaker is alive after a humpback whale swallowed him whole.
Oh, really?
And it was all caught on camera. Adrian
Of course it was.
Simonkis was kayaking in the waters off Chilean Patagonia. My son's actually been there over the weekend with his dad when the whale swallowed him, and then the whale spit him out.
Did like come out the blow? Did he come
No,
out
I
the
didn't come out the
blowhole or
blowhole.
anything?
No,
No, he didn't do that. No, I just figured, you know,
thinking of
with
it.
AI being around, I figured you could make anything happen, right?
So he told UK Channel 4 News that he thought the whale approached him out of curiosity or to try to communicate. Hey, how's it going?
Yeah, right.
yeah.
Well, pretty good. I'm hungry right now.
Yeah. The kayak.
Now, who caught it on?
What
it
about the
doesn't say-
kayak?
Yeah, I want to know the camera angle. Who caught it?
It's probably his dad.
His dad? Yeah.
It doesn't say.
It doesn't
but
say. That'd be.
There's other.
So
Yeah.
Yes.
he
Melissa.
okay.
He got the whale came up
Melissa
and
is
took him all.
verklempt. She's
And then
trying to
it's-
make sense
and
out
then
of
it
it.
spit it out.
Swallowed him in his kayak with the kayak, and then
Yeah.
spit him out.
So
Not
yuck.
through, not through the blowhole.
No,
like,
not through
like
the blowhole. We
yeah,
figured
right.
that one out.
Not
And-
like a
and
Tom
my
and Jerry
theory-
cartoon, right?
No,
like,
no, yeah, with the water shooting up.
My theory would be that if it hadn't
boat
been
up,
for the
right?
kayak, whale
could've
may
swallowed-
not have spit him out.
That's right.
But it was the kayak that was unappetizing.
I don't like all this plastic. Yeah.
Right.
All right. And so
God.
I don't know what's up with these two.
No, we're talking about coming out the blowhole
Oh.
with the
with the
boat
kayak,
like
like-
being like, you know,
Yeah,
just
yeah.
floating over the water out of the blowhole.
You watch
Out of
too
the-
many
out of the-
cartoons.
out of the- yeah, the spout.
watch
yeah.
too much Tex Avery.
That's not how it happens.
But to
So-
happen to catch us on camera, how many times has this happened where people don't catch it on camera? We're like,
boy.
oh, that person was out in their boat and they just never came back. It was a whale.
Right.
I tell you
yeah.
what, I saw a kayak thing. I think, in fact, yesterday when I was watching the news, some guy was in a kayak. Must have been, it had to be ocean area,
Maybe
right?
they look
and
like
there was
seals.
a great white right
Oh, I
there.
saw- I
Did
saw
you see
that.
that? Huh? The guy going, great white,
And there
great
was
white
a
shark.
There was a helicopter above him.
Yeah.
It
yeah.
said, "We need to tell you, there's a school of there's like 15 great whites
Yeah.
right underneath you.
Yeah, man. That's
We suggest you paddle slowly and don't panic to
Exit
the
the
shore."
water now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, you-
he was
yeah,
on he was on a paddleboard. He wasn't in a
Oh,
kayak.
No, it was a
God.
paddleboard.
He was a-
Yeah, because I remember seeing
He was
something.
paddleboarding.
Looks like a seal.
Yeah, we
Let's
suggest
take a bite.
We suggest
suggest you get out of the
take
water.
calm, be calm.
Calm.
Oh yeah, sure.
Nice and calm.
That'll work.
Go to the shore. So, all right, that'll do it for the show for today. Thank you very much for listening in. Thanks to Town Administrator from Lincoln, Philip Gould, for joining us this morning. Phil will be back with us next month here on Coffee. And Dave, thanks for being with us today.
It's a pleasure.
All right, and Melissa, thanks for being here.
Thanks for having me.
All right,
And by the way, if you're planning
Rich?
on going to church this weekend, Saturday afternoon mass might be a good choice.
Yeah, little tough on Sunday morning. Rich, thanks for being with us.
Yeah, okay. Stay away from those whales.
Okay, this is Joe Callahan. Have a great day, everyone. And stay tuned for Gary Smith and the crew. Do you remember at 9:30 on ON
It's
Radio.
Friday.
Broadcasting live and local daily from the Navigant Credit Union broadcast studio at the corner of Park Avenue and Kennedy Street. This is WOON Woonsocket Radio. And now, the news. Police are investigating a robbery in Providence involving